What's up, everyone? It's Sean Evans here with Odd Shopper, bringing you another week of CSGO Underdog Fantasy videos. We are kicking off with the new group for the ESL Pro League event Season 16 with 6 new teams. And for Wednesday, we have 3 great series for you guys. We have FaZe versus FTW, Outsiders versus Big, and then MIBR kicking their week off with G2. So it is going to be fun. I have action in all 3 series that I do like. And before we do kick off with that, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. Your notifications on. That way you guys always get notified when we do post new videos. Obviously, college football has kicked off, but this Thursday we are kicking off the NFL season. So you do not want to miss out on any of the action that we bring for you guys. So go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. And now let's dive into some CSGO action for the Underdog Fantasy slate. And we will be kicking off with the first series of the day, which is FaZe versus FTW. Obviously, FaZe are coming in as huge favorites. FTW doesn't really stand a chance for this series. They might be able to extend some maps to the full 30 rounds, but most likely they are getting swept. So anything for the FTW side, for as low as those numbers are, with DDS at 26.5, I do not want to go after that. Obviously, I'm going to stick with the FaZe side. I am going to pick everybody's favorite Canadian player, and that's going to be Twistzz, and hitting the higher button for 38 kills. Obviously, this FaZe team is stacked with Brokey, Twistzz, and Rope, but Twistzz has actually been a big part in their success so far this year. Over the past month, he is holding a 1.2 player rating. He has gone over 42 kills in the past 2 best-of-3 series. And looking at this versus FTW, it's going to be no different. He's going to be able to dominate them. So I do expect this 38 kill mark to be hit. And one other thing that I do like about him is that you can also go with his 23.5 headshots higher if you're doing multiple slips and you want to kind of get exposure to both. For the past month, he has held a 62.8% rating for headshots. Overall, he's probably one of the best headshot players in the game. He's very reliable, so that 23.5 might seem high, but for Twistzz, it's actually pretty, I would say medium, low or so for him. It's something that he can easily do. He can average anywhere between 12 to 16 headshots a map. And with this FTW team, like I said, FaZe is going to be able to run all over them. So it's going to be pretty easy, I think, for Twistzz at 38 kills flat. I do think that total is a little bit too low for him. Usage obviously goes to Brokey first, but Twistzz has been stepping up to where he is right behind Brokey with the usage. Ropes is obviously, third behind them, but that's why I do like Twistzz over 38 kills to kick off our slip for week 2 of the ESL Pro League Season 16 event. And before we get into play number 2, as always, make sure if you have yet to sign up on Underdog Fantasy, use promo code STUCKTASTIC8. That is the number 8. That way you could double your first deposit up to $100. That's house money to play with. And like I said, college football has kicked off, but NFL is right here, right around the corner for Thursday. So you do not want to miss out on any of the action that we do set up for you guys. And if you haven't signed up for Underdog Fantasy, it's a great website to be joining. And obviously getting, free house money to play by using promo code STUCKTASTIC8 is a great one to use and kick off the fun action with us. So let's go ahead and let's get into play number 2, which is going to be Outsiders versus Big, and it is going to be tabseN higher than 35.5 kills. Obviously, Outsiders, that is Virtus Pro, they've had some issues with their organization, obviously, because they are owned by a Russian government. People, they are trying to sell. That way the players can have more freedom in playing. But overall, they just aren't a very consistent team. When it comes to CSGO. Obviously, they do have some great players like Jane and like Flit, but overall, they are struggling, and this is a great matchup for Big, not just because they have already been active, but Outsiders have not. They haven't played since before the player break. This is their first event kicking off after that, so they are going to be getting some rust off, and with all the question marks around their organization, there's also going to be, that plays into effect. So with tabseN, away from that, besides the G2 series in Blast, he put up 30 kills versus Heroic the second time around in a map, and that's with them winning 16-12. Then he put up 20 kills versus Evil Geniuses, and then he put up 22 versus Heroic the first time to kick off their Blast Premier event. So obviously tabseN has already came out pretty well established with this new, not even new, big core, but because they do have Keto back in the lineup, it's obviously going to be meshing a little bit better for them, in my opinion. And on top of that, he does hold a 1.17 player rating for the past month. Obviously, headshot's not something you want to look at. He only is about 32, 33%. But at 35.5 kills versus outsiders, I think that total is very doable. I do think it is a little bit easy. With outsiders, like I've said in Discord too, outsiders, they can be up 14-2, but somehow lose 16-14, or they can be down 13-3, but still lose 16-14 or 16-13. So they are a very inconsistent team. No matter what type of lead they have or they don't have, they allow teams to come back in it, or they put up a fight to extend maps to about 30 rounds, which means a lot more chances for tabseN at 35.5 kills to hit that higher total that we do like for the slip. I did like CSGO to have 37.5 kills, but I do think tabseN is going to be the better play in this matchup versus outsiders, so that's why I'm going to be sticking with him. Now moving on to the very last series, which is G2 versus MIBR. Obviously, G2 is a great team. You know, we've seen that HooXi is allowing m0NESY to run around and do whatever he wants, which makes them very scary. But G2 obviously has their ups and downs, so I am going to stay away from the 43.5 kills for Nico and the 41.5 kills for m0NESY. That is very doable for them, and it's very doable here versus MIBR. But MIBR, since returning from the player break and the changes that they have made in their lineup, they're actually looking pretty good, and they can put up a fight versus G2 that sometimes has inconsistencies. So I do want to go with the total of 34.5 kills for Hen1, because if you look at his past month, he is holding a 1.24 player rating. On top of that, he has a 0.74 kills per round, which is very great. That means that he's turning kills or turning fights and shots into kills. So obviously I do want to have some of that. And then if you look at his last 3 best-of-3 series, even though they're not against a G2-like team, he has put up 40 kills, 38 kills, and 42 kills. And like I said, with this new core of MIBR, Hen1 and most of their players are looking pretty good for this series versus G2, which I expect to be a fight. I don't think G2 will be able to come out and win 2-0. I do think it goes 3 maps. And with that, that means MIBR is going to put up a pretty good fight. They're going to be able to extend maps. And that's what I like for Hen1, who has a very low total of 34.5 kills. So just recapping the slip real quick, it is Twistzz over 38 kills, tabseN over 35.5 kills, Hen1 over 34.5 kills. And as always, make sure you do hit the like and subscribe button down below. Turn the notifications on. That way you guys always get notified when we do post new videos. That is it. I'm out. Have a good one.